Hey y'all, it's Dalanie.
And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
Where we talk all things classical music and being black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background. Guten Morgen.
Hey y'all, we back. I don't know why it feels like it's been a minute.
It has.
Yeah.
Don't worry. When we record like in a couple more days.
No, I'm just playing.
That's kind of crazy. It's like normally I don't feel the whole we do this every week until I can't come up with an intermission, and then I'm like, damn, we really I don't have an intermission for today. You'll see. It hasn't happened in a minute, but I'm just like I'm blank. I'm just girl doing her best, but we gonna have a good time. We're gonna keep it cute. And we gonna be out of here. That's all that matters.
Period. Okay, let's get into the news this week. This was a long-awaited piece of news. The Seattle Symphony has finally named their next music director. If y'all was following this, or if y'all were not following this rather, in 2021 Thomas Dausgaard, who was the music director of Seattle Symphony, abruptly left, not even in the middle of the season, at the beginning of the season. It was September, I remember, because I worked there at the time and on the marketing and communication team too, so that was like, oh, this really has a lot to do with you.
Did you ever find out why? Like, even like obviously you can't say, but you ever find out why?
Well, he spoke publicly about it in a way that came as a surprise to us. So that's also they when someone, of course, of that, like, that high up in the organization leaves, they agree on language, which they did, and then he did this other interview saying something that they did not agree on, and so it was kind of like and so the stuff that he was saying, I was not in his position, so I don't know, and I was way too far down the totem pole to even be in the room with stuff like what's happening. But if y'all want to look it up, y'all can. September, I believe, of 2021 is when he left. It's a long time ago, but they finally have named their next music director, Xian Zhang, who will begin an initial 5-year contract with the orchestra starting in the 2025-26 season. She first made her Seattle Symphony debut in 2008, and was also one of the first conductors to return to the stage during the pandemic. And of course, they've had a rotating sort of cast of conductors in the couple of years since Thomas left. So a little bit about her resume. She served 8 seasons as music director at the New Jersey Symphony. And currently,
that's why her name sounds familiar. Okay.
Currently serves as artistic ambassador for the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra and is the conductor emeritus of the Orchestra Sinfonica di Milano. I'm like, dang, you in Italy, you in Melbourne, you in New Jersey,
Melbourne, Australia? Yeah,
that's.
I thought Melbourne, Florida. I was like,
oh, maybe.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know if they have an orchestra.
Girl, I don't know nothing about anything south of Mason-Dixon.
And yeah, this appointment makes her the first female music director of a major West Coast orchestra. So yeah.
Okay, Miss Girl.
We'll see if we get a second. LA Phil looking for their person.
Oh yeah, well that's next season or season after?
I think next season is his last.
They gonna do their big one.
Or maybe not. I mean, time be flying.
Yeah,
because I remember when they announced it, I was like, oh, it's only he got a couple more years. Like, it was a long time. But also, I remember when they announced it, time be flying. So it could have been. But then I remember whenever I looked at it more recently, it seemed closer, that's how time works. But I feel like there's a 2026 in there. I don't know if it's on the first half of the season or the last if it's 25-26 or 26-27. It might be 26-27.
Yeah, that feels more 25-26. Oh,
because 25-26 finna happen. Because
what year is this? Oh, it's 24.
We're 24. 24 and 25 is about to start right now.
Yeah.
And then, okay, well then 25-26 is
so maybe it could be.
Yeah, it might be 25-26.
Yeah. Dang, Duty Woody about to leave. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I was like, leaving LA kind of, and then for New York, nothing against New York, but like the culture's so different, especially like in the orchestra. Not like I don't know what's like being in the orchestra, but like it seems like the audience, like the type of stuff that they be playing, like LA is just a different orchestra. It's a very different orchestra.
I wonder how that's gonna go. I mean, it has to go well but.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, and his star power, I feel like.
Yeah.
That might make people a little more open to like newer ideas and stuff like that, because it's like his student mail. So
We'll see.
We will see. You know, we'll keep an eye.
He got tired of the ground shaking. You know what? I don't blame him.
All right.
I don't blame him. Got tired of the ground shaking. Imagine my surprise. I'm in my room. I'm just talking to Dalanie. The ground started moving. I thought it was part of the lore. I didn't know. I didn't know. I know that sounds crazy. We know how many tornado drills I did in Evanston, Illinois growing up. In the hallway with our crisscross applesauce. I've never seen a tornado before in my life. So I thought it was just like, oh, we get tornado earthquakes. So yeah, he probably like, yeah, let's actually.
To be fair to Katie, we did have 2 earthquakes back to back. That was kind of crazy. Insane. And the second one, that's the biggest earthquake I felt in a long time, I would say.
And I'm pretty sure there was one 2 nights ago.
Oh really?
It was like very like water ground moving, very sway, very. And I was like, all right now.
I mean, we have hundreds of earthquakes a day technically in California.
All right now.
I'm like, y'all could keep happening as long as it's a bunch of little ones. I just don't want y'all to.
Because an earthquake kind of like, what do you mean? The ground,
like, we came over here when the book's down. I said, so we've been affected.
My aunt's so dramatic. She's like, what was the damage? I was like, the book.
That was the damage.
And I'm just like, just listen, my car note is very fresh. Please, you know what? At least
we don't have no trees and nothing that in the back, right? Or is there a tree back there? Not that could fall on your car.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. No.
Okay, so that's good.
You know, I got all this damn Amazon furniture, so it's like, please, I beg. And I threw out and had the nerve to throw out all the little you know, the things you put to the wall so a kid don't come and shake it down. Mm-hmm. Had the nerve to throw all that away.
Yeah, I did too, because I'm not doing all that.
Yeah, but now when your bookshelf on your face.
Well, I mean, how much it really weigh? If it's
yeah,
they be making it out of paper mache. So
yeah,
because what I pay for that stuff,
man, especially that one I got it for free technically. So
he'll probably make that sound when something fall over and let the rubber ducky squeaks.
Oh, wait. That's kind of crazy.
I might as well bought a blow up.
I'm gonna say, man, we gonna see, but keep it cute, keep it real cute, LA. Thank you.
Right now,
can you imagine right now? I was like, because the ground was moving. It was like swaying a couple of nights ago. And I was like, all right. Don't do nothing else.
Well, that's that. In other news, Price Fest is coming up October 4th through 6th at Temple University if you are in Philly. They're going to have some performances that explore the legacy of Florence Price, presented by Opera Philadelphia and Temple University. Price Fest is going to be an unforgettable weekend of musical brilliance and inspiration. It's October 4th through 6th. I will put the registration link in the description of this episode if you are around and you want to do Price Fest. I totally slipped through the cracks when they was doing that call for papers, because I was like, oh, when is it? And it said August 4th. I said, oh, okay. So September.
Oh, I would have done me a little one. I haven't wrote anything. Oh, that's not true. I feel like I haven't written an academic paper in a minute. It'd be stressful because everything. That Adolphus Helsik article, that was my first and last. It's too much, and then it's peer review. The amount of red I said, is this the New Testament? The amount of red that man put down on my stuff. I said, all right, but yeah, maybe next year.
Last but not least, there's a new organization afoot in the form of Black Collegiate musicians. This just came out this past week. It says the purpose of this national union is to unite Black musicians across the U.S. Through our observations, many music organizations offer much support to musicians at pre-collegiate and postgraduate levels. However, the support while being in the university isn't always there. Often, we are the only Black students in our programs. This network would create a sense of community for students around the world in hopes that they will no longer feel like the only one. Since the network would provide the following: networking across musicians at colleges all over the U.S., mentorship amongst professionals in the field or other collegiate students, space for community amongst peers, allowing us to connect, financial support through scholarships, emergency funding, and grants, and the opportunity to experience live music making and to create music with professionals in the field with similar identities. This organization, I was like, Eastman low-key kind of tea, because it was started by Eastman students, and some who are alumni now, but I was like, Eastman kind of tea in the Black classical music space. Y'all got gateways, and this came from y'all students. I'm biased, but Classically Black came
Classically Black, no tea, but like that's the biggest number. Let's be serious. I do my best to stay humble because God will humble you, but let's, yeah, I mean, besides outside the gateways, that wasn't started by it wasn't started at Eastman or by, but like Eastman has been in partnership with Gateways for many years now. But like Classically Black came in like, we must be serious. Eastman doing something right, like, but like to make students that actually like do stuff like this. Yeah, like y'all started this organization. We like also ISBM. Like it just seems like a lot of like it just seems like a lot of big stuff coming out of there. Like it's been kind of low key. They got that George Walker Center. You see what I'm saying? BSU been active. SM.Rochester.edu. Yeah, like, very good. Like, applications open soon. Get your stuff together. It's just I'm like, do a little like it's something going on over there, you know? Yeah, but I think also like the Black community like that we build low key. High key. It's easier to just foster creativity in that environment because like Eastman was bleak, because I don't even remember talking to, I won't say his name, but I remember talking to someone very influential in the Black classical music space who went to Eastman, who was like, yeah, we ain't had no BSU when I went there. He went there like in the 70s and stuff like that, and we literally got around and we put our hands on our hips and we said, why the niggas not sorry, why what we say? We did say that. We're like, why do Black people not talking to each other? We're like, we should do something about that. And then we was playing spades in the what's it called? Yeah, we got our microphones out and we doing Classically Black, and they got together and they said, let's put this little website together and everything. So I'm gonna link their website. I'm gonna link their GoFundMe as well. They also have their first event coming up. It's a virtual event on September 18th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Called Real Talk, a community gathering series. It says, let's catch up with our fellow BCMs across institutions, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or even studying abroad. Find out what Black collegiate musicians in your community are up to. So if you want to, go socialize a little bit and connect with people who are like you, if you're a Black person who is, in college doing your thing, I would link that as well. That's great, because ICM tried to fill that space. It's just not enough people. Nonprofit is hard. Very hard. Yeah. Very hard. Whether you have money or you don't. Yeah. I think having money makes it easier, of course. Yeah. Money makes everything easier. But like, as somebody who like works at a nonprofit and who started one, it's just... And for-profit hard when you don't got no money either. Everything hard when you don't got no money. Patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. For-profit hard. Non-profit hard. Like gas $4.90. It's too much. Rent high. Like groceries high. Groceries do be high. It'd be higher. It would be less high if I actually went to the store. It'd just be so much. I'm just one girl. I'm just one girl in this world. So my Instacart, it comes through. Anyway, shout out to y'all, Eastman alum, Meliora, Bumblebees. I know I was about to say Fight On. Nope, wrong one. Bzz, Bumblebees. Yellow Jackets. It's the same thing. They're really actually not. Are they not? No. What's the difference between a yellow jacket and a bee? Huh? What's the difference between a yellow jacket and a bee? Yellow Jackets are bigger. They might be the same thing as wasps, but they might just be their own thing. I think they're their own thing. Oh, I thought a yellow jacket was a type of bee. Oh, I don't know. I thought it was just a bigger insect. She's trying so hard to make this work. Oh, I was curious. Both honeybees and yellow jackets would defend. Okay, I don't care about that. Honeybees are covered with short, fuzzy hairs, while Yellow Jackets are smooth, not fuzzy.
Okay, smooth.
They should have picked B's. Why would you pick Yellow Jacket? Maybe like more aggressive, like.
Yeah, maybe there's a
buzz.
There's probably a story behind it. We just don't know.
Whatever. Y'all took all my money and went to Sally Mae, so it's too late. But woohoo, buzz.
All right. Well, that's the news this week.
Right. Like I said, there's no intermission, so I just wanted to know what you've been listening to. We used to do Listen Lately all the time, but then Spotify got strict, which they should, because copyright's important.
Previewing a future episode.
Yeah, that's a preview. That is. But listen, I used to love that segment. But yeah. But anyway, what you been listening to? Maybe let's do 3, or if you've been listening to nothing.
Well, I have been listening to. I finally got into "Wannabe" by Glorilla and Meg Thee Stallion.
You want to be kept, don't keep them. Yeah, very good.
Like, I've listened to that song.
The song is so good.
It's very, very good. I listen to that all the time. Or we probably going back and forth. So,
well, we have a playlist for listens lately, don't we?
It was either that or Piece of the Week. We actually have both. We have a Piece of the Week playlist on YouTube, to my surprise, and
someone made it. We made it.
We made it.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Way early in it. Which I'm like, YouTube is not even the best. Then we should just do it on a. But we should bring back our playlist because people I forgot we'd had one on Spotify because I don't use Spotify. So I forgot we had one, but then people was adding to it. I was like,
oh, okay. Well, let's do that.
We should bring it back.
Yeah, we can just add these to it.
Yeah.
Okay, I really been loving the song. Where is it? So by Odile. Yeah, that song is so good. I wish I could play it. It's fine. Next.
Next, similarly, Glorilla. TGIF. You know, that song been going up too. And it's lit. So
is that the one?
It's 7 p.m. Friday.
Oh.
It's 95 degrees.
What's the one where she
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's the one where she's like brown skin.
Oh yeah, that's
the same song.
Mm-hmm.
Glow is having a time.
Yeah.
She's having a moment.
Yeah,
I love her for her. She deserves it.
With dreads
and a black ass nigga with way. Hey, she goes out in that way I said. She's having a moment.
And it's funny because she quoted somebody. Somebody tweeted like a while ago, oh, Glorilla kind of fell off. Oh my God. She just quoted it and was like, I'm so glad I bookmarked this. It was one bookmark. And somebody's like, dang, that one bookmark was Glorilla. Period. She was like, I saved this tweet so I could come back to it. Whatever. And then got hit after hit after hit. Like,
and I would have quoted it with my picture with Beyonce. Okay. My second one is what I've been listening to. Oh, the kid Leroy, I'm sure. He has a song called Girls. I love that song. Girls just want to have fun. It's fine.
Okay, my last one is Insecure by Jasmine Sullivan and Bryson Tiller. I recently got into this song. I think I didn't realize, like, I knew I've been listening to Jasmine Sullivan literally since Fearless, her debut album and stuff, but I didn't realize like how high up she really is for me. And so I realized like she's consistently in my top like 5 artists every time, like when I get, my end of year or whatever, I'm like, I really do she be. And that song was for the Insecure soundtrack. I can't remember which season, maybe 3 or 4. But I just recently started listening to it a lot again. It's my song. So.
My last one's kind of a cheat. I've been listening to Wild Card by Rachel Martin ever since it came out like 3 months ago. It's such a good podcast. If you're like introspective like me, I love a good.
I didn't even think to do podcasts.
Let me reflect on the last year, the last hour. I love reflecting, and I'm really trying to work on like, you don't have to constantly being in a state of bettering yourself. Like I really try to remember that, but like,
and the wrong people better not hear that.
Because some of y'all
because it would be the worst people to be like, yeah,
I know I shouldn't be taking care of my kids. Yeah, I know my baby mom was doing too much.
Right.
No,
I'm not gonna let my 3-month-old steal my joy.
Yeah, like, like whoa. What's that Condoleezza Rice sound? Dang, I know that's crazy, but there's a sound that's trending when someone's interviewing her and she was like, "Calm down," because she was asking like questions back to her. It's so hard to explain the TikTok sounds, but like, if you, for like a small portion of the listeners, that didn't surprise you that I said a Condoleezza Rice. I remember my aunt used to throw Condoleezza Rice's like quote about her being a failed pianist in my face, because like Condoleezza Rice was like, I guess like black people used to like her back in the day, maybe not. I don't remember my mom ever talking about her, but my aunt like read her memoir. This is before, and she was like, well, Condoleezza Rice said she was a failed pianist, so she went to politics. I'm like, one, she's not me. Two, have you considered that she's just not good at the piano? Like, mama can play the viola, so let's not. But anyway, yeah, I've been loving Wild Card by Rachel Martin. She's brilliant, and I love her questions. There's been one or two that I have a thing about taking. Never mind, I can't say that on here, but we can offline about that. Because sometimes some of the guests are like, Rachel will be like, "What's your biggest failure?" She's like, "I think every failure is actually a success," and it's just like, I understand that, but that lands differently depending on who it comes from. I'll just leave it there, because like some parts of the demographics in this country, the failure thing is subjective versus like actual failures. And also, if you're starting from a point of advantage,
like old girl, wasn't it? They made that whole thing of Anna Delvey, the fraudster who they made that Netflix series out of her story. She was pretending to be some billionaire heiress.
Who was Anna? That thing?
Inventing Anna. That was the show. She defrauded all these rich people out of their money. Was pretending to be an heiress. All this stuff. She went to prison. Now she on Dancing with the Stars.
Really?
With her ankle bracelet on. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Committed a bunch of fraud, and now she's a famous celebrity. Everyone's following her. They was following her for her outfit. She got all this stuff. Yeah, it's famous. Everyone's gagged. Most people never mind.
Dancing with the Stars out right now?
I have no idea. I just remember people was like, so.
I was just curious to see if any Maya.
Because let me commit some fraud. They have me.
I'm about to say, if you one of the people that took them measly little $10,000 from Chase Bank, they coming to scoop you up.
Like,
but honestly, what do you think? Some people are so interesting. You wake up, your account, you get a text every day saying your bank account below $20. You wake up one day with no text, you go in that joint, it says $30,000 and $30,020 in your account, and you're like, yeah, and you spend it.
Yeah, some people are not.
What?
Like, if you think you going head to head with the bank that you're gonna come out on top, they're gonna find a new bottom for you to come out.
like especially JP Morgan,
like
the original bank or whatever.
I didn't even know like what that situation was or whatever. I just heard people was talking about bank hack, whatever. I was like,
all that bank hack when y'all was applying for the PPP loans. God bless it. You know what? Y'all got it.
By it, we mean a felony,
like a charge, like a link to your commissary. But yeah, that's it. The intermission, chaotic and sparse, but we move.
We do. All right, so this week we are talking about performing under pressure. We have just come off of two really big sporting events, the Olympics and Paralympics, and as one, technically they're different, but one, and the US Open that we've been, talking about, and wanted to kind of bring that into classical music, because we were talking about how people you train all this time, especially the freaking Olympics, training for years.
4 years is crazy.
Like, it's insane. For this one moment.
Yeah.
And you have to perform.
Like, you just have to. There's no.
Oh, let me get another try. Except for some of the ones it's like they take the best time, like the long jump or whatever.
Yeah.
Where like you do a couple of them, but still like you're still training to do a couple of them. Mm-hmm. You can't have a bad day. You got one bad whatever, but you can't have a bad day.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just gonna talk about that and us being in our sports ball eras.
Cause like I'm not really a sports girly. I said I was gonna get into it because I went to a bar with Shantanique to watch the Super Bowl, and I was like, this is not bad. Like I don't really understand what's going on. Something about like getting the ball from one end to the other. I don't know the rules in between, but the vibes were nice. Like I was like, I want to get into sports, and then I like forgot about it after that. But gymnastics is what I'll do, and Simone Biles kind of brought me into the sport. Like I did watch like passively. Like with the 2012 team that went to London, especially like Gabby Douglas also like had a lot of attention. She kind of a bird now, so I kind of just, that's tragic because girl, that's why you fall off them bars. But no, because come on, what she said was crazy. But yeah, Simone brought me into the sport, and I've been there ever since, and like started to become fans of the other gymnasts as well. And yeah, I was just like, this is kind of insane. Like I just can't imagine like you being on that little bitty beam, the world is watching you, and you got to flip and it just happens. What do you mean by that?
As far as the Olympics went, the most I watched was gymnastics. I do watch tennis quite a bit now, starting this year. The US Open just ended. The men's final was today. It is so funny because we planned this before this episode, but we planned this episode like before this happened, but I just thought of a really good example of this, like having to perform under pressure. The freaking men's semifinals, everybody was so happy because, a little context for tennis, there has been a drought in terms of the American men in tennis. Obviously on the women's side of tennis, the Williams sisters were dominating the sport for a long time, so we've always had American women doing really, really well in tennis for a long time consistently. Even before then, there were some really, really big women's tennis players. And then of course Coco won the US Open last year, and Jessie Pegula, who was in the finals this year and has been a consistent top 10 player, or top 5 actually, player. On the men's side, there's been a drought. It's been about 20 years, I think, since an American man won a Grand Slam, period, or has even appeared in a final. I think the last time was maybe 2009 for that, and then like 2005 or 6 for who has won one. So it was a really big deal this year because 2 American men made it to the semifinals of the US Open. I was so mad because they were playing each other, so only one of them could make it to the final. Of course, a lot of people, myself included, were rooting for Francis Tiafoe. Because Francis really, like, they said like he really represents the American dream. His parents are immigrants from Sierra Leone. His dad helped build a tennis center where they were living, and then was a maintenance man at the tennis center. They would sleep there, like on massage tables and stuff. And Francis got the opportunity to take tennis like for free because his dad was a maintenance man at a tennis center, and now is like, you know, he's gotten as high as number 10 in the world. And he's gotten to US Open semifinal again, so everybody was behind him. He was doing so well the whole thing. He was playing best out of 5 sets. They go for the 2, so he won first set and third. Even the sets that he lost, because I'm not gonna explain tennis, but best out of 5 sets, best 3 out of 5. The sets that he lost, it was by a hair, you know. And the ones that he won, it was because he was playing really, really well. Tell me why we get to the very last set and he chokes.
Oh.
And it was really heartbreaking to watch because it's like he said that like he thinks he was just looking ahead too much, like, oh my gosh, I can be at the final, it's like right here, chokes. Like, it for tennis, you play like 6 games to win the set. The other guy beat him in that last set 6-1. He only won 1 game in the whole set because he just all of a sudden, like, he said, like the nerves just took over. Yeah, to be that close, because it's like, and it just sucks because it's like you're battling not just your opponent, but you're battling yourself. And that was like, dang, that really this episode made me think of that because that just happened the other day, and I was like, I don't even want to watch the men's final no more because I really wanted him to be in it and to train so much. And you was right there. Yeah. And it's just because you got nervous. Like, I mean, he's still very rich. So that's like, you know, like, I hope. And he seems like the type, like, he's going to bounce back. He's going to come back better and all that type of stuff. So I'm very proud of him for making it this far. But Yeah, that's why I don't be watching sports, because I'm like, so I could have had a nice Friday night. Now I'm sad because he lost, all that type of stuff. But yeah, that's kind of how we got into this and talking about it with our version of classical music.
It's a lot. Like, I didn't expect to be nervous when I was watching, like, because I was like getting up or whatever to watch like some of the gymnastics stuff. I'm like, yeah, girl, I'm gonna see you when I see you. But like, I was getting up to watch a lot of this stuff, and it's like I was surprised to be nervous. I'm like, okay, like, I know my girl Simone, she had her thing at the 2020, technically the 2020 Olympics. Okay, like, girl, you just gotta hit your little thing. What do I know? Freaking laying down in my bed talking about you just gotta hit. Girl, shut up. But it's just like, you want them to do well, like, and also like one thing I really admire about Simone, a lot of Sunni, those two in particular, are like, they're so consistent, and it really just like, dang, like, that's one thing I just strive to be as a violist, just consistent. Like, it doesn't matter like what happens. I know I'm gonna hit this excerpt. I know I'm gonna do this. And there were some, like, when I haven't taken an audition in a minute, but there were some like excerpts I'm like, yeah, I know how this is gonna go. And like, we can talk about that later, but like, it was like when audition didn't even go my way, I'll be like, why did that happen? Just like that guy, because it's just like, you know, I take me a little beta blocker, I'm chilling, like, pop a little, you know, 1, 2. That's kind of crazy. But like, you just know how stuff is gonna go, and it's just like that level of consistency under pressure. Like, it be pressure behind the screen, but it's like not like that. Especially like, even like the amount of cameras in your face, and also like with tennis, like maybe because like the social media of it all. I mean, the U.S. Open happens every year. I feel like there's been like a rise in like, so I'm sure the celebrities have been there always, because there's like a famous like little meme of Beyonce like going like this, I think, at the U.S. Open. But like, I feel like there's been a rise this year specifically about like celebrities and influencers being at sporting events. Like, and I remember like, who's the people, those two from SNL, like they were at Colin Jost, and I don't think Michael Shea was, but Colin Jost was definitely at the 2020 Olympics. I've seen Kevin Hart and Snoop Dogg, Keenan did their thing at the 2020 Olympics. So like, it's happened with celebrities, but they are going to the thing. Like, there was a reel of like Issa and John Krasinski and whatever, like walking in. It's just like, so now you have like people you watch on TV, people that like you admire also watching you. Like, I remember Jordan was like, oh my God, like, I forgot who it was. It was like J-Lo or something, like, oh, she's at the finals. This is like, how do you perform like that? I don't have freaking, you know what I'm saying, like Kim Kardashian behind the screen at my audition or in my recital. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when Francis Tiafoe, he made it to the U.S. Open semifinals in 2022, and he lost in the semifinals again. Michelle Obama was sitting.
That's crazy.
And she went up to him afterwards, like, in the back, and gave him a pep talk, because he was like, I failed you guys, all that type of stuff. So she gave him like a pep talk, but freaking Michelle Obama right here.
I would like, never play tennis again.
Can you watch? You got the biggest screen you could have in your house. Go watch it over there. I don't need you staring at my face, because they got like, people were saying like, I try not to look up at the screens and stuff, and one of the number one player in the world on the women's side was saying like, she loves Friends, and a couple years ago she ended up winning the U.S. Open a couple years ago, but she said the one time she looked up at the screen, Matthew Perry was there, R.I.P. But she was like, and I love Friends, and she was just like trying to forget about it, like, you know. But it's just like,
that's, and like, they're watching you,
like, you are there, like
that. I just don't understand that kind of like how you like maintain like a calm head, like, especially in sports. You can't take, I mean, I don't know about beta blockers, but like, I'm sure you can't take, I don't know, because beta blockers aren't like, it's not meth, you know, or like a steroid. That's better.
I was about to say, what meth finna do?
Make you have a good time, I'm sure. Or maybe cocaine, I don't know. But I wonder if those are like forbidden. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like, especially like Lori Hernandez did an amazing job with the gymnastics, like explaining stuff. She's like, you can tell when a gymnast is nervous. I'm like, that's kind of, because I'm like, your feet be, because like, I'm trying to think of like reactions I have. Like mainly like my stomach feels uneasy. Not like I gotta, but just like an uneasiness. Like I can't like center down, you know. But it's just like imagine feeling that you gotta flip on a 4-inch beam. You gotta swing from bar to bar. You might break your neck. Like tennis is like, of course, and you gotta all that stamina. It's like y'all got it. Y'all got it.
Like, cause that's what he was saying. He said that he felt like his body felt heavy, like all that type of stuff. I'm just like,
you just don't feel in control of your movements.
Yeah,
like tennis started playing him. I know what that feels. Not like tennis, but I know what it feels like. You feel like the viola starts playing you. It's like you just don't. You feel like you're not in control anymore. It's just like whatever happens, I just gotta get to the end of this. So I don't even know what that's like, and that's just here. I can imagine what that's like, personified, and you at the U.S. Open, and Issa Rae watching you, and your mama and them. It's like I don't know, and money on the line. Like
I mean, it's still that's what my mom was like. He still made a whole lot of money. I mean, the amount of money these people. It's kind of insane. I don't know how much you make money every round you win. If you win your first round match, you get $100,000. Like
I could never be a tennis player because I'm just gonna play the first round.
But also like you gotta play to be in the main draw so that you can get to the first round. And also being a tennis player is very expensive. So like you're traveling basically year round. Tennis players get like maybe a month, 2 months off in a year.
That's crazy.
Like it's insane. And it's like, this is the U.S. swing, but next to it is Asia. It's all across Asia. Then it's all Europe. Then it's all in North Africa. Like, it's just everywhere. You got to be everywhere. Then you got to go to Australia. Like, the hotels, everything. Like, it's just crazy. But, yeah. He still made a whole bunch of money. I'm sure he made a couple $1 million. So.
But now he's sitting in a hotel room. Like, dang. That's how I feel. Like we don't advance. He's be like, hey.
Yeah. You want to get up. Next tournament coming through. I mean, and especially when you win stuff like this, like when he won his first semifinal, like it opens up so many doors and stuff. So we'll see.
But back to how does this relate to Classical Music? I'm sure you were begging to know.
Okay, you was just talking about your.
Oh, we were. What does this look like? I mean, I kind of talked about auditions, but like what might this look like in classical music?
I feel like the biggest things in classical music where people feel the most pressure is like, again, auditions and performances, particularly like solo performances. Being nervous for orchestra concert kind of crazy, unless you're like a wind player where you got a solo, something like that. Like get it together.
I don't even know like how they do that. Like I can hide. There have been, I know what you mean by being afraid, like nervous for orchestra concerts. I have been nervous for orchestra concerts. I think like when it started to matter more, not saying that like school orchestra doesn't matter. School, stay in school. I'm saying like there was something, I remember, I forgot what the program was. And there was something, one piece, the violas had this huge exposed part and like Bob was not happy and it was notey. And like the concert was like that night. And it's like, I am nervous for this moment.
I could see, like, it depends on the exposure. Yeah. Like, cause that's why I'm like, if you're a wind player, I could see that. And also, like, for recitals, because you're very exposed. Like, and if something's not going well in rehearsal, like, I could see being nervous for that. But, like, y'all playing Mahler 5 and you're the 7th desk of violins. Why are you nervous?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Especially if you do it often, like, oh my girl, we were just here. We just had rehearsal here, and I was here last week and before that and the week before that. Like, yeah, I don't know. And I think maybe like my first or second concert as a fellow, I was nervous, but like not the whole time. I'm just like, oh dang, it's kind of crazy. And then I was like, oh, okay, I know how to play the viola. There's 8 other people here who also play the viola. Who like
right, your fingers slip, everybody stop. The whole orchestra goes.
I did play. You know that huge. What's it called? Grandpa's and Beethoven 8. Definitely putting that rest. That was a crazy moment. Not in the concert though. Not me, but there was a violas that played the rest, and I was like, they better not think it was the fellow. And this girl came up to me after. She was like, who was that violist that played the rest? I said, thank God, I think it was me. I was so, I'm like, please don't think it was a fellow.
The rest kind of crazy.
And it's like, that's on the radio. Like, every once in a while, I did get a little nervous. Like, if the piece was hard or whatever. But like, not the whole thing. I'm just like, okay, that's over with.
We had a string orchestra teacher in high school. Like, we had 2 string orchestra teachers and they had their own programs of stuff. and one of them, he called himself trying to believe in us and gave us
That's crazy.
and gave us a super hard piece, and it was. And I was like, see, so that was a concert I was nervous for. I was like, see, you tried to do that.
It fell apart?
That leap of faith. It didn't fall apart like we got to stop, but like it was, we shouldn't have been performing.
Because I told kids like maybe 20 years from now they're gonna be on a podcast talking about, well, I had this one broad, because I tell them every time, because there's always a piece that I like be like, oh, they can do it, but it's gonna be a little and every rehearsal up until here was like I forgot what piece it was a couple months ago that I did with them, and I looked them kids in the eye and I said, I have never had a piece fall apart with them kids, and it's not gonna start today, so you better think. I mean, like, because sometimes kids, they be nervous, they be nervous, I understand, but you have to think, Bookie Bear, think. I mean, that's
how I was playing with your kids.
Listen,
I played in the
I want you to let that go real bad. Who can I pay to get that erased from Delanie's mind? Doofenshmirtz, somebody.
Y'all, the way I came in early, I was playing with, how old were them kids?
First of all,
kids was like 10, and me of all the people, Katie, can you fill in? Can I? You could have. No, okay. That's insane.
I feel Plink Plink Plunk is one of those pieces where like,
and y'all hear how goofy the freaking title of the piece is?
Plink Plink Plunk is an actual
Plunk in the freaking rest. That's insane.
Plink Plink Plunk is actually a hard piece, and I feel bad because how fast I used to make kids playing. I had to play with Memphis Symphony, and I was like, oh, this is kind of hard, because I would make that go way faster than what Leroy Anderson wanted. I'll be like, I can't hear the notes. Yeah, because they're barely holding on. I feel real bad for how I have treated orchestras with that piece until I had to play. Same thing with Holberg. When I had to play it myself, I was like, I should have. I was like, I should have went a little slower with them. That's
kind of crazy.
I'm like, I need notes, and they're like, yeah, me too. Like, I used to be on their heads. I'd be like, you must play notes. I must be able to hear them. But Plink Plink Plunk is hard. Plink Plink is tea. Oh, that's my piece of the week.
That's kind of insane.
Boom, 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 boom.
Random bass playing in the middle.
That's how it was.
That's my remix.
That's how it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was.
Yep.
I don't even remember that moment. I don't even remember
on the stage in Kilburn.
There was like 3 people in the audience. It was children. I want you to let it go, like real bad.
God.
Well, anyway, I'm trying to think of where else I would feel pressure. Oh, I have my first studio performance. I remember talking to Mr. Taylor about this. I just got to Eastman, because one thing about me, like, I've said this before, I don't have imposter syndrome until I'm there. Anything up until I'm like, yeah, like, period, I'm applying for Curtis, I'm applying for whatever, I don't care, like, they'll be lucky to have me, like, I'll be the president. Well, whoa, that sounds, get minimum wage to deal with that, no, but like, whatever, like, I don't care, I'll apply for anything, like. And I get there. So once I got to Eastman, I was like, oof, yeah, I don't know about this. And Mr. Taylor was like, all right, so you're going to play waltzing in studio class. I said, whoa, calm down. I was like, I don't want to embarrass myself. I remember talking to him about that. He's like, you're not going to embarrass yourself. I would not make you go up there. And I was like, I don't know about you, but he's like, I'm not going to make you go up there. So I was a little nervous for that, like playing in studio class. Mm-hmm. And it also... Mr. Taylor makes every single person comment. Like, he makes you. That's his, like, little, you're going to be a teacher someday. So.
Yeah, studio class. I didn't play very much in studio class. And I think people, like.
You didn't play?
Not a lot. I wouldn't say I played a lot in studio class. Sometimes. But, yeah, it was, like, sometimes he'd be like, at your lesson, yeah, you should play this in studio class sometime soon, or he would give you a day or whatever. But I didn't play a whole lot. I'm sure there was some that I was like nervous for. Master classes. Have I ever even played in a master class? Probably, and I just don't remember. But and
yeah, you played that
Zuri. Oh yeah. I'm sure I have. I just don't remember. Yeah, I played for Xavier Foley.
Have I been nervous for master? My last master class was like on Zoom. Like I was at school, and then Karen Richards was on, and it was like my freaking bar talk that I've had for like 4 weeks at that time. I freaking hated that. It was fine, but it was like, I'm so happy that's over. Oh my God.
Like,
yeah. I'm so happy. Like, music school is not for the weak.
And juries.
I was never nervous for juries. It was always like your teacher and like some random. Oh, Eastman's different.
Yeah, Eastman's
different. I forgot.
There's a lot of people on your jury at Eastman, especially sophomore jury when you're in Hatch. It's everybody.
It's sophomore like a. No, I'm thinking about something else. But I mean, I don't know if I was nervous. Once I got beta blockers, baby, I could play anything. I don't care. I remember like I was getting asked like, okay, like how was your audition? I'm like, I was chilling. Like, and I can see why people don't like beta blockers because they don't feel like revved up enough. Because like literally like I could play it right now. I'll be like, I'm going out like, yeah, Kawabanga. Like I was just like
that's how Katie copes.
Because it's not like and it's like I remember like when I finally was like I'm tired of things going poorly because I'm nervous, not because I'm not prepared.
Yeah.
Like once I finally like got into that, like I know people try to do the natural way. I'm kind of woo woo, but I'm not that woo. Like give me the drug. Like there's a reason. There are reasons people go to medical school. Like I believe in medicine. Okay, like I don't have to crush up some grass and some freaking chamomile tea and take that and be like, yeah, let me hope this goes well. I'm like, I know a beta blocker gonna calm me down. I can just focus on doing what I'm doing. Like anything that goes wrong is me. Anything like, and then everything after that is muscle memory, which is why I feel like obviously that's how a lot of gymnastics I imagine works. It's like they're on a 4-inch beam, yes, but it's also just muscle memory. They've flipped on this thing, they've done this tumbling pass literally 1,001 times. Mm-hmm. Like it just happens, and it's like nerves like make it go up and down, of course, but like, yeah, I'll be in there chilling. Like, what you want? Quit metal singing? Got you. Okay, what you want next? All right, period. This was cute. And walk out like, and like, I just, yeah, that's the best way. Like, I'm finna take me beta blocker. Like, take beta blockers, kids.
Put that on the shirt. Katie said, give me the drug.
Yeah, give me the drugs. Yeah, like, are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding? Because I was tired of it. And that's why, like, I tried them in studio class just to, like, see how it had effect. This is low stakes. Like, let me see how it had effect. But I also, after that, made sure not to take it in studio class. Because I'm like, I don't want, like, some instances, I must just deal with it. Like, I'm not trying to, like, of course, you're nervous to play for your peers. But it's like, I don't want it to be a thing where like anytime I touch my instrument, I gotta take a beta blocker. Now I'm teaching a lesson. I'm like, oh, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like I just don't want it to be a thing where every time
you crushing it up, you're going for your lesson,
right? Don't let me. All right.
No, you got it. Also freaking extra. You got it on the bowl. You go
right
over the whole bowl.
Or like little Samantha's like unpacking. I'm just like, yeah, let me. Yeah, all right. So what are we working on? Like,
teacher Katie gotta take her medicine.
Right, and every time I drive past a concert hall, I'm like, oh wait, hold on, let me. So like, I don't want to. Every time I think about VO, I gotta. I just don't want it to be a thing. Like, so that's how I got. Now it's just like, oh, anytime I take an audition, it's fine. But like, that's when I first started. It was like, yeah, this can't be a thing. Because I know people do take them for studio classes. People take them for everything. Because it's like, but also that's your environment. Like Mr. Taylor wasn't crazy.
Yeah, some people, they studio class be...
Remember I told you that one lady was like to that girl, I can't, that's very vague. But that one teacher was like, I don't know how to help you anymore. Like, imagine having a teacher like that.
Which is so stupid. Like, because at this particular school, you're talking about like, if this person was beyond help, they wouldn't even be at the school in front of you. Like,
and also that said more about you as a teacher than me.
Like, you work on that.
Yikes.
Yeah, I've never taken beta blockers. I think my teacher before I went to college spoke to me about them, just like, just telling what people be doing sometimes. But I just never really considered it. I think I never took an audition big enough to feel like I needed them. And the biggest recital I did, I mean, my senior recital was in my room because of the pandemic. So
was it live?
No.
Oh, girl.
Right. So I overlaid the track. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine?
Too late. Thank you.
Yeah, so I obviously wasn't nervous, and I mean maybe that's not obvious because people be taking their tapes and stuff like that, but I wasn't nervous, and by that time I was checked out. So and I mean my junior recital, beta blockers would not have helped me.
Okay.
I was not prepared for that recital as much as I should have been, which I knew, and I did it anyway to teach myself a lesson, which I did not learn.
That's insane.
But it ended up not mattering. So, in the long run,
I will crash out if I'm not prepared. I will crash out.
I mean, I did. So,
that's one thing. I'll put a lot of stuff off. I don't play with the viola because she will handle me. The viola will humble me. She's
life was
ruthless.
handling me. So,
yeah, that's fair.
It just it was what it was. And I did not want at that time, I had no idea I was not going to have a senior recital.
Sure.
So, I was I don't want my first recital to be
100%. No, 100%.
Whatever. So I was I'm doing the recital regardless,
Yeah, I did a junior recital, but I did a shared junior recital. Just so I knew what it felt like to be down there, or our recital hall went down. Just so I knew what it felt like to be down there, what it felt like to be in the green room coming. I just wanted to feel all that, so it wasn't a thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang, I feel like I was hazed. But we already talked about coping with feeling the pressure. I mean, I don't really feel luckily I've had good teachers. Let me rephrase that. I've had, because let's not lie. I
forgot it. I was what, who? And I was oh
no, Mr. Taylor is the love of my life. But I've had good teachers who were good people. And then I just had my foundational teachers Kate and George. It was never regardless of all my teachers, I would never feel uncomfortable. I do have better teachers than others. I'll be frank. Kate and George were they got me. They made me into a violist. Mm-hmm. But luckily, even the teachers I didn't get along with, it was never a personality thing. No one was ever a bad person. No one ever made me feel I have to feel I'm under pressure, mm-hmm. To play or whatever. So I never felt the studio environments were always great. I think my last studio flabbergasted me because I'm just one day I'll talk about that. That was actually insane because I try to stay humble. I do because I've had life humble me. But you couldn't even tune your damn viola and you're telling me about what I could. I just feel that's insane. That's insane. When he couldn't match the A to the viola after he got done telling me about what I need to do about my down one, I'm just why don't you figure out how to match an A to an A? Very basic, very basic ear training. Just one is 440 and one is not. Yours isn't. Match it. That was insane. You're a master's student. The teacher had to tell you to check your tuning. Hello, that was a test. But that's for another day. But yeah, luckily all pressure was internal.
Yeah, I think the same. My teachers have been nice people. So yeah, I think I had the worst I was just thinking about that the other day, and I was it cannot hurt you. It was years ago. But I think the worst it wasn't even pressure that I felt during the thing, but I played I played in studio, but at a music festival, so it wasn't my studio.
Yeah.
And I felt not wanting to embarrass your teacher type thing, and it wasn't because my teacher put pressure on me to whatever, but it just that was a really it was just embarrassing. It was just a whole thing. That was really probably one of my lowest moments in music in general, but it was still pressure I was putting on myself because I'm good for that. I was not nice to myself. So
I've been working on that. I think just I love good Katie, so what we gonna do about this? But life has gotten better, so I think also that is everything. There was one point in my life, I would say a year or two ago, where everything felt high stakes. Mm-hmm. Every single thing, every audition, every gig, everything has felt high stakes, and it's a terrible place to feel. Like, it's a terrible place to be. It's a terrible thing to feel. And like, I just don't feel that anymore, which I feel like really grateful for, because like life just got better. But so I can understand that, like, not wanting to embarrass your teacher never, well, Mr. Taylor has told me not to embarrass him. That's very true. And he wasn't joking. But not like going to a master class and he'll be like, don't embarrass me. But just like, like whatever. You just want to, when people ask you like, who do you study with? You want to say with pride, you know, not like, oh,
yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Classical music is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Good luck, y'all.
Right, I'm gonna say.
Because I just like, auditions never really stressed me very much, but that's because I wasn't taking auditions that had like, once I went to school, I wasn't really taking more auditions that weren't like tapes, and it's just like, okay.
That first Eastman audition did stress me out very bad, because I was like, I'm at Eastman now. Like,
That's a grad school. I feel like
grad school.
I did a really good job of framing when I was doing my auditions for college, like of like framing them in a way that made a lot of sense to me, because when I like, especially for undergrad, I mean, for anything really that you're going for your education, like they're not looking for you to be perfect, but like the things that they're looking for, first of all, you're studying with them because they're the things that you probably cannot see in yourself, and like all those sort of things. So like they're looking for stuff totally different from what you're hearing and all that type of stuff. And also like you're going to study for 4 years. Like they're not expecting you to be perfect, because like that's literally not the purpose of you coming here. And so I just felt like I was very good about trusting the process with that, and trusting that whatever it is they're supposed to be seeing and looking for in an audition, that they were seeing, and the things that I was picking apart, while might help me improve in my practice, were not even what they were considering. And that, yeah, like it's just, you're coming into this to have a learning experience, and they're looking for the foundation to work with you and to build, and not who you are right now. And that's why I was not nervous for any of my auditions in college.
Oh, I wanted to be clear. The Eastman audition that I was nervous for was a placement audition, like the one that I already was enrolled. Like, you know, that the orchestra audition.
Really? Did you have to take that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because at that time they could put you in whatever the lower one is called.
Oh, that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
We didn't have to. I took all the placement auditions. We didn't have to. I think maybe the first one you had to, but after, because especially, you know, I would try to, because you can get in like principal rotation or just regular rotation. I took all of them, and maybe not the last one, but probably, knowing me, I probably took all of them. And those were behind the screen and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're behind the screen, which is nice. But my Eastman audition, I was very resolved. I was just like, I'm getting to this school. I would never forget that audition. I talked about it several times on the show. I would never forget that audition. I was like, yeah, so go to the registrar, Catherine Brown, like, I'm like, I'm going to the school. Like, I'm going here. Like, I was so resolved. Like, no, it's time to play down boots. I've not played that well since. Like obviously, let me clarify, I'm a better violist, whatever. But just like I was just so, it wasn't even like a determination. It was just like, yeah, this is like what I'm doing. You know, like I have not played that way since. Everything's like, oh, I just want to do my best. I was like, no. Like, tell the other girls that if you had 8 spots, there's now 7. Worked out. Thank God. If I went my second choice, I would have been happy there too. But
you said what?
If I went my second choice, I'd have been happy there too. I actually saw her at the ASTA conference.
I'm so glad I didn't go to my second choice. My second choice was Peabody. That was where, like, first of all, I wanted to go to Eastman. Eastman was like my, like, if I get into Eastman, I'm going.
Yeah, I was like when they sent that money letter, I was like, it don't matter.
I didn't think I was gonna get into Eastman. I mean, after my audition, I thought I was, because he basically told me I was. But I also was like, I'm not trying to get my hopes up, because people just be saying stuff. But then he emailed me, followed up.
Oh, big on saying something at one school, and we went together for me to take a lesson with him. Do you remember that? I can't say much more than that because I said a state. There's only one music school. We went and we stayed at that hotel.
Oh, that was a school, but I thought that was a fellowship.
It was a fellowship, but while I was there, I took an audition at that school.
Oh,
and he was like, "Oh, that I know." You don't remember? You know what school I'm talking about?
I don't remember this school.
I can't say.
I guess, I mean, by knowing what state it was, now I can infer what school it was. Okay. I just don't remember going to the school. Did I go to the school?
No, we went on campus, and then I went to his house to take the lesson.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. And he was like, "Oh my God, I love you." Like, yeah, like. But you know what? You know what a tell is? Now that I think about it, no, because I was like, you know how when teachers tell you, tell George, tell whatever I said hi, you're not getting into that school. That is let me know you are not getting in. And he didn't say that, and he was like, "I can't wait for your application," and I didn't even make it past pre-screening. So I was like, so somebody in here lying. But yeah, in my experience, if they tell you, "Oh, tell so and so I said hi," oh, you're not getting into that school. You're not. And I've taken several trial lessons, and I've been correct. That is a very bad sign. Because it's like, tell someone I said hi, you'll never see, they're not going to see you again. Dang. Let me know. I'm sure someone will prove me wrong. Because the girls love to tussle. Everybody saying Beethoven not black in our comments. Girl, please laugh.
I'm like, y'all are just so,
I forgot our audience. Just fuddy-duddies.
I'm like, oh, it made it to that side. They was like,
his mama was a Moor. I'm like, oh my God, just laugh.
Or don't.
We know Beethoven was black. His hair wasn't 4C. It just was unwashed. Okay, like we know. Just laugh.
Like, I'm just like.
But yeah, let me know if that happens to you. But that's been what I've surprised. If someone tells you, "Oh, tell so and so I said hi," you not get into the school, the program, whatever.
I was just gonna say, I mean, yeah, like I said, Eastman was like, if I get in, I'm going. Peabody was my second choice. I didn't think I was going to get into Eastman. It was my reach school. But the reason why I was glad I didn't go to Peabody is because the freaking professor I was supposed to study with, because Peabody has 3 base professors, ended up leaving the school during what would have been my freshman year.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Like, I would have been pissed.
And also all that stuff that be going on with black people at that school. Remember that thing we talked about on Classically Black?
I'm sure we did, but how long ago was it? I can't remember.
At the beginning.
So whatever it was, my memory has been wiped. So
yeah, well, you know, if I went to my second choice, I would have met that person that we share in common because of our situation. That's so vague, but you have to put it together because yeah, they went to that school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I actually remember them because I went to my second choice to do like, I took a viola lesson, I took a conducting lesson, and I did youth orchestra rehearsal just so that he could see like my chops. And she was in the doesn't matter, was there. And it's like
toss the bullet, and then
the bullet
and it said catch you on the other side.
Life is amazing and crazy. But anyway, I don't know how the girls do it. Shout out to Simone. Simone is so dramatic. She's so me. Her whole Yurchenko double pike, which like was a huge thing because like the girl could literally have broken her feet. But it's like when she does a flip off the vault twice in a piked position, Yurchenko double pike, and it's called the Bios 2 because she's the only woman that could do it. Men do it sometimes. And they were like, if she had a higher vault table, she could do like 3 flips. I was like, I just want to, but also she's human. She's not a robot, right? She has to like, when I saw, and she was like playing around her story, I saw her do like a triple twisting full. I said, so there's more things in the vault that you could do. You just don't do them because for whatever reason. And it's like, she like did like a memorial for the Yurchenko double pike, and she was like, it's just so great to not have to think about this anymore. I'm not even think about like how much pressure that puts you under because it just looks so easy. Like it just looks like she flips around or whatever, you know. And she's like, I don't have to think about this anymore because it's very dangerous. Because her coach was standing on the mat with her when she first debuted. I think like last year or the year before. I think it was last year. her coach was standing on the mat, which I still don't understand that. I've seen some coach catches before, but it's like at that speed, like what he was.
I've seen some really crazy saves. I'm like, it's just like, it's also crazy because I don't have an eye for gymnastics, so I don't really know. But I'm like, they really have to predict like, oh, that you're a little bit off, because they have to catch you before you fall, you know.
Yeah.
And so there was one, I'm like, how did you know that they were gonna land wrong? Like, there's bars? Some you could see. Probably I saw like a compilation of a bunch of different saves.
Bars are the easiest for me. Like, who doesn't know much about gymnastics? I just enjoy watching. I didn't do any research. I didn't do no deep dive. I don't know how the point system works. I just enjoy it. And I saw bars where it's like, okay, that girl's about to fall, I'm gonna catch. I've seen the boys' bars are harder to tell because it's like, I was like, how did you catch that one? Not that one. They have a high bar. Yeah, boys gymnastics is kind of boring. If they put some music on it, like, why are you doing a floor routine with no music?
They have no music.
They have no music on the floor routine. I'm like, girl, I want you to shake some ass. Like, come on, guys. Like, but so I don't really watch men's gymnastics, but yeah, her coach was on the mat, and she was losing more points because of him being on the mat. So they doing all type of stuff with Simone. That's why this whole time they've been mad.
So she got that's weird.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. All the point stuff with Simone is just so, we don't want other people getting hurt.
Yeah, they gotta be honest with themselves. Like, don't do stuff that you can't do.
And that's why low-key, what's her name, Hesley's coach, all them girls be getting injured with him. So we're gonna see. I want to see Hesley at the 2024. And that's this year, 2028. You know, I don't like. Kamala be like, we exist in the context. I'm like, we don't. I don't, at least. I just be, where are we at? But yeah, I want to see her at the 2028 Olympics. But like, he got a little reputation for getting his athletes being injured. But yeah, because
like parents would.
You said what?
Like, if you know that, would you put your kid? People get to put their kids in
football. Nasia Lukin, they want their daughter to study with. It's like, I feel like it's not similar, but it's kind of like, you heard the teacher's an asshole, but all his kids get into this school. So it's like, I wouldn't do it to my kid because I think that's insane.
Yeah. But it's also like injury. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's not the same. But
yeah, like, you don't want your kids to get hurt. But also some people put their kids in football. So
yeah, I don't understand. But
so, and everybody thinks their kid gonna be the one that don't.
Yeah. So come on, what do you mean you're 16 and you freaking you need rotator cuff surgery? What do you mean by that? That's insane to me. Yeah. Wow, these kids are amazing. But anyway,
let us know if you be performing under pressure or what you do to cope. Yeah.
That's legal, because a lot of y'all be doing cocaine so casually.
Or illegal. Let us know.
Dalanie wants to know. I don't.
Tell us in the comments. I mean, it would be interesting to see what people be doing.
That is true.
Like, I'm not going to do nothing with the information. So, but like, and it would be interesting to see, like, if y'all are doing, some people might be doing it to cope, like, when we say cope, we mean like to get through those performances, not like because your teacher, whatever,
because your mama abandoned you.
Yeah, or like not because like your teacher is abusive and so like you drink yourself to sleep every night, like whatever. In which case, like, please talk to somebody
quickly.
But we just mean like in moments of pressure, like what helps you. So yeah, clarification.
Yep.
All right.
Oh, it's me. All right, y'all. It's time for Black Excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props, because there's room for everyone at the top. Who are you talking about, Dalanie?
This week, I am talking about Brittany Harris. Congratulations on the last name, sister. She attended Western Michigan University and double majored in music education and cello performance. She has made a career as an orchestra conductor, cello teacher, ensemble coach, and also a composer. She's taught band, orchestra, choir, many other musical ensembles in New York City public schools. And she also built her own private teaching studios of students teaching cello, violin, viola, bass, piano, voice, and music theory. She also received a master's in music theory and composition and film scoring from NYU. And she also began working as a composer and music metadata analyst with 4 Elements Music, which is a music production library company. She also performed as a freelance studio recording cellist all around the tri-state area. She's performed with many different orchestras, bands, ensembles, and at major venues such as Saturday Night Live with Shawn Mendes, The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. She's also had appearances at Carnegie Hall with Busta Rhymes and the Revive Band, the Manhattan Symphony, the Apollo Theater, and the Lincoln Center. In her work as a composer and a sound designer, she has worked on Goodnight Black Child, which is a podcast creating a safe space for all children and the young at heart, but specifically focusing on original and folk bedtime stories, affirmations, and meditations of the Black and Brown diaspora. So very, very diverse portfolio. And yeah, shout out to her. Keep being Black and excellent.
Period. As I said earlier, my piece of Luke is Plink, Plink, Plunk. It's so good. That was dramatic. It's a good piece by Leroy Anderson. I forgot about it. You mentioned it, and I was like, I forgot that piece kind of eats. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. Listen, we're having a time, okay? So even if you don't have social media, just go on Instagram.com/Classically Black Podcast and just see what we got going on. You should join the Ebony Tower. That's patreon.com/Classically Black Podcast. You can do a lot of things there, including giving us intermission suggestions and other things. We got group chats. We having a good time. Well, right now we're talking to ourselves. So if you're on a Patreon, you should answer. But there's lots of you, so you should answer. But you should join them and be in the know, be in, the club. Patreon.com/Classic Black Podcast. If you're Black, join ISBM. It's ISBlackmusicians.com. ISBlackmusicians on social media. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Arrivederci.